Greetings everyone, and Great here with another Age of Empires 4 replay. Spawn on the bottom right side as the yellow Mongols, we have LoueMT. And I do need to learn how to play Mongols a little bit more. Looks like goes straight for wood, grabs the sheep, goes for the Greer, and going for the Ovo, I've ever pronounced that. And on the left side as the green roost, we have LaSh. We of course got the early hunting cabin there, which also does generate a bit of gold. Does use one village of the Ovo sheep right there, and he puts 5 villagers on wood. I am a bit curious about the build or opener for Mongols because I'm trying to get better playing Mongols. Going for an early scout course, you're facing against Roost, go for the early scouts. Both sides trying to hunt down the deer. We do have some deer here, not being hunted at the moment. Deer right here, not being hunted. Got deer next to this trading post, which neither side's gotten just yet. And let's see, right now, Yellow's just going for more villagers, not big surprise. Going for the pasture here. Going for an early pasture just so he can get out some good sheep production, plus puts next to the Ovo, which does of course get increased production rate. And does go ahead and pack up on the Greer from that wood. So he got one tree collected. And now doing something else with those villagers. Wolf is getting hunted down. And where's this Greer going to? The Greer or Jeer? However you pronounce it. And he's going straight for the sheep. Okay, and now he's still got that wood and throwing all of his guys in sheep. Interesting. These guys here are claiming the sheep as well. Does get the Roost player a little bit of gold. It looks like the Khan-ish. Looks like there's a bit of a fight here. I'm trying to see who kills these here first. And now got the scouts engage each other. Looks like Yellow does get the first hit. So at the current rate, Yellow may win, but he does panic on a moment. And now we're seeing a lot of hits there. Scouts do have a bit of health regen. And Mongol scouts, of course, do have the scouting falcon, giving a time duration spotting for there. The Greer is now pushing way on out. Going probably for the gold mine here. Down south we go. It's got the wolves, and I probably should fast forward a little bit. What am I doing? We do got the sheep being collected. We do got the deer already all hunted here. These deer are not hunted just yet, and we'll go start hunting them down now. This scout is still patrolling around. This deer is all dead. And now we've got these scouts moving around. Do have this scout over here. Does find a wolf here, which actually is good for green, killing off these wolves. And green does find another wolf as well. Does use the mobility right there. Looks like Yellow has advanced to the next age, or no, green has. It's going for the silver tree. That is the trade one, and I've got the Kremlin here as well. Do have, of course, a Khan moving its way forward. We got these scouts do find a couple of sheep. And he could potentially go forward and throw some arrows into those sheep over there to get them harvested. But however, got now the Ovo being hit. One has 3 scouts on the field at the moment. And we got this villager getting hit as well. He is collecting a lot of early stone in order for something big, at least. Does not have the force spring gold. He's going for a house there. And all these villagers are advancing forward. Let's see. I saw some flags there, but I'm not exactly sure where they're going just yet. And look, the Ovo is receiving a bit of fire, getting out some more pastures here, and going for some more pillars of Magadai. The scout is getting hit significantly. Now we've got 2 Magadais out on the field, which should be able to force back these units, no problem. On up here, and these Magadai are pursuing these scouts all the way back home. The scouts do in fact go down, very nice. And do got some more and more pastures coming on out. He's not hunting down these deer. He does get a survival technique now, and that is just the level 1, no stone. Both players have gotten the wheelbarrow. And all these Magadai and Khan are advancing forward, trying to find potentially to hit some of these exposed villagers, such as right there. We do now have the silver tree packed on up and moved its way over here. The trading post is right here. I'm not sure which path is he eyeing. That is a very diagonal path there. Also relatively exposed as well. You can throw the silver tree in this corner here, and that will, of course, be shorter, but be a bit safer, potentially. These Magadai are pushing forward, trying to find some good engagement. You got some archers right here. The archers do, of course, have 70 health, 5 damage, no armor. Magadai have 85 health, 5 damage, and has 3.5 range as opposed to 5 tower range. Magadai are good, but they do have relatively short range at this stage of the game. Let's get a good shot there, take out one of the archers as well with the Khan, which does regenerate some health. I do have some early knights being pulled on out in the field. And do have these towers here as well. Let's take out that villager there. These villagers are trying to run away since he does not have this tower built. And now we do got a early step redoubt. That is the special greer, which allows you to drop off additional gold. Basically, any gold dropped off at that unique building, that landmark, results in 50% additional gold dropped off. We've got now a pair of towers now firing against these knights and horsemen. He's got the separate out now packed on up, making his way over to the gold likely. We do now have the boar being claimed. The boar has been claimed. And immediately builds a hunting cabin right next to it. We do now have this early knight throwing some arrows onto that silver tree. And these Magadai do have, of course, 5 attack. The early knights do have 3 armor, and he's not paying attention, so it does lose the Magadai carelessly. But we do got these forces over here. Got a good number of towers here. He may want to, yeah, he does pack that greer, so make sure he doesn't actually get it dropped off, because he wanted to make sure it gets dropped to the other location. Early knight getting some good damage on the scout. The scout will be falling back. Could throw a scouting eagle while at it. Doesn't slow down your unit to do a quick instant cast like that. You have one villager inside this town center. We also got a large number of lancers out in the field. Let's take a scout there. And still got these early knights here. Do got these lancers. Early knights are, of course, being outclassed by the lancers. They also have the Yam network nearby because it increases their speed. Does lose one of the archers there, but now the towers are firing off a lot of arrows. Lancers do find some good hits there. And not want to brave the fortress fire just yet. Magadai and Khan now getting some damage on these forces. Do now the high trade house being pulled now. High trade house, of course, a economical one. It does allow the production of additional deer, as well as provide some good gold income from nearby forests. We now have a handful of militia now advancing on forward. The militia do have 30 seconds left. And these knights are falling back. A bit here as well. We do not see the torches upgrade. Damage to all infantry and cavalry. It doesn't affect the Magadai, but it does affect the lancers. But we don't see the raid bounty either. Any variation. Does use the defense shield there, giving these guys 2 extra armor for the time being, and now it has worn off. Does take out an early knight there. The knights the early knights, so they don't have any additional armor at the moment. These lanes have been having great tech advantage for quite some time. Do got now the knight upgrade. The con does go down, and we've got this lancer now falling on back. These lancers are still braving town center fire. They have gotten their +1 pierce armor. These town centers do 8 damage for the primary bow, 6 damage for the additional bow arrows, so those extra arrows only do 1 damage each. And these lancers are falling on back, got more militia deployed on the field. The militia do bonus damage versus cavalry. And he does clean up all those villagers right there, and the boar still has over half of its carcass remaining. You've got more lancers sort of going around everywhere. I should really study this replay to get better learn how to play Mongols. He went for that early wood to get out pastures for a good amount of sheep. And he went for fast castle for the fast lancers as well. I'm a bit addicted to Magadai because they're just really good at potentially hitting the flawed horses if you want to hit military units. But he's doing great work with these lancers. We do now see a handful of trade caravans being pulled out of the field. That's also one thing I sort of do wrong, maybe. When I get that built, I immediately start building caravans. And I don't get second town centers either. We've got a good number of crossbowmen here. You can pull out Magadai to counter the crossbowmen. Remember, Magadais are not heavy. And so there'll be relatively equal footing for both sides. Magadai don't have any additional bonus damage versus anything, but they can move around, shoot, and rely on the slow reload way of crossbowmen. Let's get 2 quick kills there with the Lancer, very nice. Right now the Lancers just sort of dancing around everywhere. Do now have these full knights, and these wounded Lancers just can't really stand around for all too long. Warrior's Fortitude has been completed. And the OVO has expired. We do now have the Silver Tree still producing more caravans. And we do have the villagers now seeing a bit of fire from these Lancers.
Построено добро есть, стоять и много будет. Построено добро есть, стоять и много.
Let's respect these knights there. We do got these large number of villagers trying to claim these deer carcasses. The high trade houses are here. It's not a very good position there, only getting 94 gold per minute. I've seen much, much higher. But actually as well, he didn't go out for the early food carcasses because he knows he's fighting against Rus, which do deploy out early knights. Well, likely will pull out early knights, which will leave them vulnerable to that. Let's spot these villagers here. It does get some good damage there onto the villagers. And these Lancers are trying to get some more hits on these villagers. Right now the count is 60 to 64, and a good number are passive for green. You now have a handful of fortified walls, palisade walls being pulled on out. And the Khan has now received a bit of fire. The Khan and the Lancers right there will be falling back. These Lancers are falling on back as well. He has not deployed any mining upgrades there, because it's actually something I've been doing as well. Who cares about the mining upgrades? Eventually going to switch to directly into trade. He gets improved gold drop off, so that will satisfy him until he gets his trade economy going. Now we do got a good number of towers being pulled out. Will make these trade caravans move faster. You got these Lancers seeing quite a bit of fire as well. These Lancers do find these Knights getting some good alpha damage there. These Knights will manage to fall on back. A very, very large number of Lancers here. Now do got a large wave of crossbowmen being pulled on out, which will of course be effective versus those Knights. Oh, Stepford out being built. Wait, no. You already had that built. Oh, that's what it was. It's actually got redeployed, not rebuilt. Sort of interesting that actually popped up there being redeployed. We do now have a monk here, as well as a good number of crossbowmen and knights or lancers advancing forward. We do got a fortified palace gate here, and he start making his advance. Sacred site, he sort of pushed him out of the sacred site there, but now start making his way through. We do have a good number of archers inside this garrison here. Crossbowmen have minimal armor. You got some warrior monks in the mix as well. Warrior monks have no armor, so they're a bit vulnerable to many things, but the crossbows have such a low rate of fire. If the crossbow can hit the warrior monks, that's actually maybe good for Rus. This wall has been destroyed. We do. Oh, game sort of lagged out for a moment. Large number of crossbows advancing up forward. He does spot them. Could be a crossbow with this crossbow war. That lancer does easily goes down. And now do you have an outpost deployed out here, which will give him, of course, the access to the YAM network. And now do got multiple sacred sites now captured up by the Mongols. Mongols have a hard time doing for sacred site victories because they can't build walls, not even palisade walls. We do now have a keep being employed on out. These knights are seeing some good crossbow fire there, but it's not a lot of lands in this region. But though, then again, they will have trouble with the crossbowmen. And now we got a traction trebuchet. He's getting a lot of damage on various wall pieces, not really focusing any individual wall piece. He's getting some repairs up now. He's now advancing forward. Do of course have this keep being employed on now. Got multiple traction trebuchets, and he's actually. Wait. Oh yeah, I always expect the Mongols can pull out some heavier stuff with their infantry. Lancers now advancing forward, trying to put some more holes in these walls. He does, of course, build this traction trebuchet, which is the same cost as building him from the siege workshop. Outpost being employed on out. Now these keeps receiving a bit of fire. Multiple traction trebuchets being employed on out. And he does manage to. Nope, that's just a. Well, still alive, but severely wounded. He's now trying to advance forward. There's a lot of traction trebuchets. He does lose 2 right there. Oh, they must have been still being built by the crossbow and he canceled them. We got a lot of horsemen here as well. Horsemen, of course, don't receive bonus damage from this crossbowman, so they're a good counter to those crossbowmen. Do have to have, I think there's a springboard placement right there, but we got these knights advancing forward. He does bring his force with his own crossbowman, hit the crossbowman. Horsemen and lance engaging forward. Those crossbowmen are going to rip apart those lancers. And these crossbowmen needs a little bit more support. They need Magadai support, spearman support, or horseman support. Just something that's just not heavy. So this tower will go ahead and go on down. And yellow still has a sacred site victory going, counting down, but there's that one not being decaptured. Crossman now advancing forward. Does get a good volley down the warrior monk, taking him out. More horsemen being hit as well. Lancers start making their advance. Melee armor is now being researched. Got 2 armor, 2 armor, 2 range attack, no melee attack. Got 2 range attack and melee attack over here. And looks like The Mongols not going for some mangonels. Can't deploy mangonels on the field. I'm just sort of curious as well. That's just the siege. That's the armory. Just have to make sure I'm not going crazy. That's. Where is that siege workshop? There they are. Yep, the same costs. Just to make sure. We got a good number of trade caravans now on the field. Green has decaptured the central sacred site. And we also got some spring goals been pulling out. More outposts being employed on out. Green does have his trade post in his sector. He may want to get out a handful of traders just to get a small reserve of gold, just in case. More towers being employed out. Just for not being upgraded anything, so more clearly meant for the YAM network. He also has the YAM network upgrades, which now applies to all infantry units. To all units except bar and speed. Not speed. Siege. Lance is now trying to engage these archers and crossbowmen. There's a good number of archers going down, but the crossbows are on the back line, so they're starting to pick off these lancers. Magnus getting some great hits there. Got a good number of spring golds for green as well. Yale's now making a counterattack. Trying to get some good damage on in. And that Maganel will go ahead and go on down. Horseman now trying to advance him forward. Decent volley there. Tractor trebuchets trying to be employed on out. He may be ready to engage that keep or getting up to engage it. Now got these horsemen and scout advancing up north. These horsemen are still trying to advance on forward. Does not have any arrow slits or anything upgrade on these towers. I'm told they're a bit expensive on his gold. Not gold, stone. He is sieging down this gate with a spring gold emplacement. It's not doing all too much damage though. Spring golds getting some great snipes there on those mangonels. Got battle line being set on up by both sides. Lancers trying to push the way forward as well. Getting some good damage. Spring gold does get overwhelmed. And got battery rams not being put out. There's not a lot of items here to engage the battery rams. There's a lot of archers, a handful of horsemen. Those horsemen may need to start hitting those battery rams. Traction ships just advancing forward. This one. Now, getting ready to fire, trying to hit that keep. Keep is already lit on fire. I think one more rock will probably light it on fire. Mangonels makes it forward. We got these lancers advancing forward. Does get some great damage there. And those break down. Both players are not Castle Age. Neither player has gone from Pure Age just yet. And the banner ants are making their way forward as well. The castles are almost down. Got a handful of torches being thrown by these villagers. The crossbows are going to advance on forward, getting some great damage there. Green's front line starting to be cracked. And going for another pair of towers right here. Villagers are currently doing nothing. Yellow has 129 villagers. His opponent has 105, 18 doing nothing. Keep will go down. More lancers and crossbow advancing on forward. Another pair of towers being deployed on out. Green's distributing more forces, including horsemen. The horsemen will be effective versus crossbowmen and spring golds. The horsemen are good hold. Crossbows will be on equal footing, barring any sort of uniqueness with upgrades. Those battery ram tunnels get cleaned up. He still has a wooden fortress in this region. And Yellow's not being eyeing for the sacred site. Shaman is trying to heal the Khan. The Khan's arrows on cooldown. I do see another pair of spring gold emplacements being put out, and Green has backed out the game now. This is Android saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.